the Daily Market Commentary. My name is Charlie Fulkerson, joined by my dad, Super Trader.
Hey everybody.
Fulkerson.
Hey everybody, hope you're doing great. Welcome to the weekend edition of the Daily Market Commentary as we are living the big life, or so we try to. Hope everybody had a great weekend. We are starting off our Sunday night like we always do, taking a look at the same 10 to 12 futures markets, identifying potential turning points and breakout trades. Joined by my fabulous co-host, Charlie, today. I actually have just been speaking to Charlie because I had a lot of requests from people about a video on how he learned to do chart reading. Because Charlie knows about bulls and bears and buying and selling and slides and mountains and ceilings and floors and all the important parts about trading. And so
I know, and now it's time to move on.
and so we're going to do a video. And we're going to do a video, a special video called Charts with Charlie. So for anybody who's interested, we're going to work on getting that out probably in the next couple of weeks. I've actually had a couple of requests for that, so we'll try to get that out in the next couple of weeks and put that together. But let's do what we do every day. Start by looking at the ES. Now, had a tweet that came out last week, and hopefully you were able to catch it, because this is the way we want our trades to work, right? Our trades should work in this way. So taking a look at our ES trade on Friday. Now remember that Friday morning we were down a little bit in the pre-market. So we were down a bit in the pre-market, and I said, you know, if you're going to short, the ES is the market to short because it's a bit weaker. So we had identified a 15-minute reversal level here that we said that if price comes back into this little area, give it a shot and see if you get a decent reversal. And the market just blew right through that level, meaning we didn't get a reversal, and it was a very small level, 2.5 points.
Hey, it's kind of like breaking through a ceiling.
It did. Well, it did. It did. It broke through the ceiling, and it kept going which way, Charlie?
Up until it hit a new ceiling.
Right, keeps going up. And so now that one failed. So we take a small stop loss on a position like that. But the Nasdaq, we had a blue line here, and the blue line represents our ceiling. And if you notice, the price hit our blue line and then continued to go right up to our profit target. Now, at this point, I had said that I am not touching it on a Friday afternoon, and so there was no need to even think about getting into this. But think about it. It's a small loss on the short of the ES, but the stronger market gave us an entry on the NQ. And so by putting those two things together, that's the kind of, you know, the reversal trade didn't work, but it didn't work for a small loss, yet the breakout trade worked for a gain that was about 10 times the size of the small loss. So that's the way we want to trade, in a consistent manner where we are going to take losses. You know, I always put my losses on Twitter because a lot of people don't, and that drives me bonkers. And I believe it's important, you know, if you get stopped out, own it. And dang it, I love my stops because that means that I'm out there looking for the right thing. So what do I have for today? Well, we've got a potential reversal way up here. But as far as what I'm doing tonight, there's not a whole lot that I think I want to add to my positions. I could go all the way down to the 15-minute chart. And if you do go down to the 15-minute chart, there's a little bit of sideways price action here. And this sideways price action right here is very tempting. This was our breakout point. I'm actually not going to use that one. I'm actually going to use the one below it. And the reason I'm going to use the one below it is because the one below it is slightly lower on the supply-demand equation, meaning that there's going to be more demand always a bit below. The other thing that it tells me is that I'll be getting in at a slightly better price and it's slightly less risk. Now, the other side of that is I may not get filled, but I'm okay with not getting filled. You know, but I think we could get a, you know, if we get a pullback into here sometime early this week, then it could be an opportunity. Crude oil. Crude oil also, we got, crude came into our little level, backed off of that little level. This was a 15-minute time period that we had the crude oil kind of set up for. It hit it, got a little move out of it to this opposing little level right here, but it did not close out for a profit. We came into it, but it continued to blow right through that area. So crude oil, not so much on there. Now
I see a lot of mountains there.
Yep, lots of mountains. And so when we get back to the bottom of a mountain, that's where we do what, Charlie? Who takes over at the bottom of a mountain?
Slides.
Well, the top of the slides, right? But who takes over at the at the bottom of the mountain?
The bulls.
Right. And what do we do with the bulls?
Go up.
Right.
To the mountain.
Right.
To the buy.
Right. So I'm going to leave everything in that exists currently in crude oil. There's really nothing else I want to add. You know, I'd be okay if somebody said, you know, even going out to the daily chart, we've been basing here a little bit. If somebody wanted to go long just above 75.27, so just buying the breakout, I'd be okay with buying the breakout above this area. We're not there yet or anywhere near it, so I'm kind of holding off at the moment. Gold, look at what gold's doing. Gold, we had a floor, broke through the floor. Old floor is going to become the new
ceiling.
Right, and so that ceiling, now we hit it and fell off of it. We hit it and fell off of it. We came close to hitting it again, and now we're gaining a bit of momentum. So this is, in my mind, a pretty decent opportunity for a breakout trade coming out of here. And it'll break through the ceiling, and then it goes in search of a new ceiling. So it's going to continue to rise. This could be a pretty decent little breakout. You know, the basing before the breakouts are typically better in these styles of trades. So taking a look next at our bonds and our currency markets. So in our bond markets, what we got is price just basically hitting a wall. We've basically started chopping sideways. Not a whole lot happening here as well. Now we do have this upward trend on the 4-hour time period. So there is an upward trend on the 4-hour, but you know, that upward trend we're starting to pinch a little bit on here. So just keep in mind that even though we're at an upward trend, we've pulled back into here. This could continue to move higher. Look for a higher breakout going through here, and we will see exactly what that occurs. The Aussie is coming close to our area. It's not quite into the level as of yet, so we're still waiting on our position in the Aussie. The Euro, now the Euro, what we can see, this is a very simple shape because it has 3 sides. What has 3 sides, Charlie?
Kind of looks like a triangle except without the line.
Right. I didn't draw this line here, but it looks like a triangle, right?
Yep.
So a triangle is oftentimes a really good opportunity to buy the breakout when it pops up above. And the reason for that is because if I'm getting these higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, that tells me that the buyers keep coming in and they keep supporting price. Now, the sellers kept knocking it down, but eventually there's not going to be any more sellers. And if there's no more sellers, price has to go which way?
Up.
Right.
All the time.
Right. Price goes up when there's no more sellers. Price goes which way when there's no more buyers?
Down.
Right.
But how can they reappear if they're vanished?
Well, they don't just vanish. So what happens is whenever I push the button on my computer that says buy, my order goes in. Kind of like when we buy something on Amazon, our order gets sent to Amazon. So when I push buy, my order gets sent. So if I decide I want to buy down here at this price and I push buy down here, then it's not going to buy until price comes which way?
Down.
Down into there, and then I will buy. So, good question, Charlie. I'm sure a lot of people have that question. Canadian dollar, you see the same shape here, right? The same triangle. So, both the Canadian dollar and the euro have given us the breakout. I wouldn't begrudge anybody to not have held it over the weekend, but I think there's still plenty of room to get in, especially on this Canadian. I think the Canadian, your first profit target is somewhere up around this little area right here is your first profit target. Last but certainly not least, Great British Pound, Japanese yen. Japanese yen. On the Great British Pound, now this was price comes into the level, moves down out of it, comes into the level again, moves down out of it. The next time we come in, it blows right through it. Now, taking a look at this, your order's triggered at the halfway mark. So your order may or may not have been triggered based upon your entry style. Mine is not triggered. And so this level goes away. Now, this level worked out extremely well. We just changed it from a regular entry to a confirmation style entry. So, you know, it's still a valid level coming back on the backside. But what I would look for now is this little level right here. So if we get a pullback into this region, which frankly I don't know if we will, but this could be a really good buying opportunity right in here if it comes back into that zone. Japanese yen, still have this area here up above us, been chopping sideways, not a whole lot to do beyond that. Copper. Now copper, we have come back up to our trend line. So this is a really good opportunity if you're a candle-to-candle style trader, even if you're not a candle-to-candle style trader, but you're a momentum style trader, using this breakout line. And if price comes back down below this breakout line as an opportunity to get short. And then for nat gas, you know, I don't have a whole bunch I want to add here in the nat gas region. If I move to the 4-hour chart, you can see that we've got a little bit of noise down here, but there's room to run to get down there. So if you're so inclined to want to take a breakout short, you could below this region here. I'm going to take it off the chart because it's not something that fits into my my repertoire, as they say. So with that being said, I'm going to turn this thing off for today. If we don't have any major movements overnight, then I will see you Tuesday morning. Although if the markets move a little bit overnight, then I may be back tomorrow morning. So thanks so much, everybody. Hope you have a great trading day tomorrow and had a great weekend. Appreciate you joining us.
See ya on Charts with Joe.
See you guys.